blessing, that time and that effort I rest. The brothers give me the fear, the promise of death. The work with my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clear Paris, who make you, I can't ask it if you bring you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamu. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, the San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv it is the best in Liberia. Sktv it is the best in Africa, and Sktv it is the best around the world, folks. What a way to say the pleasant good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Sktv show. For a matter of fact, today is the 8th of May, the 5th month in the year 2025. That means the year remain the same. So many things happening, so many things to talk about, especially from right here in Mama Liberia and around the world. We will inform you about some of the happening around the world, but our major focus is right here in Liberia because, you know, Liberia is our home, and we have to talk all of the happening, talk about some of the things affecting our people, the good and that of the bad thing happening back home. But so again, let me say thanks to those of you who are following this broadcast. I don't know exactly where you're following us from, but please give us a like, comment, and share, please. We want you to just give us one or share at least. That will also make other people to join the broadcast, because sometimes people will be thinking that maybe we are not on just because maybe they haven't received the light or so forth. But again, we want you to give us share, like, and comment. Mona and the rest of the team will be here very, very soon with us. I'm already seeing Mona at the back. She's setting up. So let me see how best to get Mona on top. Yes, indeed, Mona is already fresh and ready with us. What kind of shares is that? Sometimes some of you with these kind of shares, we're going to be asking you as to what is the one, I don't know, lens, what kind of shares we under the low lens or the high lens, or what kind of shares. By the way, Mona, let me say good evening. You look, Mona, the other I call it high class bluffing you bring on the show today. I hope your brother the incoming Digon, the poor feeling with a part of poor business that missed it on the world stage. But Mona, good evening. Mona, are you there?
Yeah, but how you doing, my dear brother?
I'm okay. It's just that I'm just overwhelmed with your bluffing, and I hope and pray that I leave them and Deacon Chef, the people give it to me to not need to waste my part of time. The people give me the other people for you, man. What's up, my sister? How everything?
I'm okay. It's good to be back here today. You know, I was not on the show yesterday due to bad weather from my end. Yeah.
Indeed, Mama. And Even though we received a lot of calls also from the end there from Zwedru, and that was so impressive. Yeah, people were calling us about circuit, but then that could, so that means even the people were missing you were but even though some Muna is not on, you still have to be
Yeah,
part of the show. But
yeah,
that's the
sure.
best way to go. But Ma'am Muna, welcome and tell us exactly. I don't know whether you want us to start with social while we wait for other team and while other people are sharing the show. But everything and what's up, my dear? Because you look
Ah,
too.
I'm
Yeah,
proud of
they
my
are
dear
bluffing today.
brother.
Are you a Catholic first? If I don't ask you, because they are bluffing, I'm confused.
I'm a Baptist.
But easy. What are they about
You know,
Deacon shape, right? I
I'm
will
a
get it.
Baptist. Yeah, I'm a
I
Baptist.
will get the Deacon shape by
Shout,
force.
shout
Yeah,
out
by
Baptist
force.
Roswell. Shout out Baptist Roswell.
Wonderful. Yeah, go ahead, Mama.
Yeah, it's good to be back here today again on this wonderful Thursday. Be back on SKTV. We are doing fine. It's just that maybe we lost one of our brother. Yeah, the time Barcelona and Inter were playing.
Okay.
In the school when Barcelona redeemed that second goal.
I hope it's not again that even make some of you to even see
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, but we lost one of our brother for that game. Yeah, the jubilation is so excited. It's like, yeah, so happy and think, yeah, one Prince Gay, come on, called DJ Fresh. We
Oh
lost him.
yeah, yeah. They got a pass of right.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
That's
Yeah,
great.
they were here yesterday. So like today I really get together tonight, tomorrow
So
do
they
a thing.
buried him yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
getting that.
Yesterday. Yeah, very
Wow.
yesterday. They said our tradition, the first song is the first song from the family. It was very yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. All right. Our sympathy to all of you, the fathers of us who are sport lovers, and indeed, because of the two excitements. I don't want to
Yeah.
say the two, yeah, because if, yeah,
Yes.
when you're over plus happy, sometimes, yeah, it can be easy. But Muna, my sympathy to you people. Yeah. So go ahead. How was the ceremony? And you say what happened today?
Yeah, it was okay. That today that I know people just talking about the our development also to speed up on the industrial talking about the death trap better not easy better than the rain. The rain start falling here. It's not small thing, my brother. Yeah, so when I'm project hoping and praying that the project, the industry project, it should just speed up quick because it's a serious death trap. Yeah, also the Burkina Bees, they also the still talking about the Burkina Bees uh issues about both bringing people to work, not a team, but when you bring them to do the work, when you bring the work for you, make sure you take them to the authority to get a particular immigration also in the town where you are residing or they are residing, take them to the township there to know how many persons you bring along with you, all of that. And also get information this morning a call from Yabas town about the witchcraft activities and things that I know maybe 4 person, 2 person going already, and now 2 person is sick, so they calling on the government, local authorities to see how best to intervene in Yabas time about the witchcraft business and thing in that part of Benji County. Other than that, everything is going smoothly in the county. Yeah.
Wonderful, Muna. Thank you so much for that brief in. Someone will say brief in, brief out. My own boss, Suma Ravos, the Arsenal man, even though he was out of the country, in back home, but he bothered with his defeat, and that was just so bad for the Arsenal people. But again, thank God, most of our team members are here. I'm seeing Steve Bode, I don't know whether he's former Barcelona man now or he still remain Barcelona man. And I'm seeing Brazilian Monk, Aisha, always here with so many things were happening. Let's share this show that I'm doing when I'm sharing the show. This show, the stick always say will be hot. Today will be
But you know
extra
that
hot.
game we
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cheated
So
again.
please let's share the
I
show.
game
Those of you who just, he said,
everyone that game we were cheated out.
hey, go. Oh, well,
Yeah,
Steve,
we were
yeah.
serious we were cheated that game.
Nothing,
We were
nothing can be
cheated.
for free. Me, I know you.
But you
Well,
know
let me,
how the referee reason was saying they cheated us. What happened then they cheated us?
Okay,
Oh,
no problem. Okay, we agree. But Steve Bole here, so me welcome the team for them. We'll go into 1 hour. Well, my brother Steve, good evening, and yes, thank you so much for joining us. As usual, every Thursday you will always be here with us. But thank you so much for coming, my dear brother.
Yeah, Melbourne, thank you. Mona, what's up? As always, I want to greet the Liberian people. I believe they're the most important people on earth. And as I've always said, I believe the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth, which I think is true. You can see the evidence in there. Mona not easy. Some of you don't know Mona, maybe my big friend Mona on Facebook. Mona Bale watch you, don't check. I beg you, yeah. Mona Ba. Whether she go on a chair or she casual, she stay back, she's super. But anyway, folks, let's share the show. Today the show will be hot as always. Remember it's good to be back. I've been following, just listening in my quiet zone. I don't even read on my Facebook page. I don't read nothing yet. There are a lot of things happening behind the scene, a lot of communication, a lot of conversation going on. A lot is happening behind the scene. We'll talk about some of them, the social issues that's going on. We'll try to jump into it quickly before we can get into the actual show for the politics. Because the life too short, but we got to balance the whole political conversation with social issues so that we can come to the point where our life will be balanced. Last Saturday, as you guys were here, we did not talk politics at all. We talked some of the realistic things that's happening. I think it was good. I got a couple of call and text messages from a couple of my men. You see, Yvonne, you and all start saying, Mona pretty. Yvonne, you don't be telling your friend woman that thing. Leave that story. Let men say they ain't no fun. Yeah. What man tell woman say woman fun as super thing. Yeah, but you understand, maybe you understand cool. Well, I won't go there yet. We'll get to the issue. But anyway, folks, let's share the show. I'm laughing because a lot of things happen. My man, some men call me, some men who get DNA problem, the men call me. The men may not be on me. So I told them, say, we'll forget what I want right now, But folks,
they play come today. Myself won't be dig. And you see some people feeling within about tattoo. Don't spoil my channel today, please. I beg you. Don't be calling my name too much.
Man, me, I won't be in your digo and other thing and me, I won't be social people. I won't be in that.
Yeah, me, I won't be. It is your right. It is my right.
Okay, I'll be in your tattoo business. So yeah, folks, let's share the show. When Melbourne come back to me to ask me about social issues, then we'll get into the social. But let's go back to Melbourne. Melbourne is on you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, my dear brother. But Monk, I think Monk is here. So let's welcome Monk quickly to the show. Then we'll go straight into the social aspects quickly, at least. Yeah, Monk.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Great to be here. Today is Thursday. Getting very close to the end of the week. Well, it's good to be here always on Sktv. I will be going for a little break, just a momentary break, a few days from now. But we'll still be here. We'll find a way to keep dragging the show for as long as possible. So when you take a little break, it means I'm gone for a long time. It just means I got too much on my plate to take care of. So I got to step back a little bit and handle some business. But we'll be here still. Sktv is here for a very, very long time. That's one thing that I know.
Great. So to just add up to Mark, some of you who also maybe thinking about becoming maybe one of the guest panelists, as usual, we're always saying this. Yeah, we don't want you to be thinking that maybe we're holding your rights. And so get up, Steve, get up, Mr. Kane, and most definitely you will also be one of the guest panelists anytime you want to come and chip in on some of our discussion here also. So that's the best way to go. Yes, again, my brother, so let's move straight into the social aspect. When you're here, that means that's the time some of us will have a little free time to talk about some of the social things because you are the chairman. So what say you with all of the latest happening? We've seen some of our sisters who claim to be our mothers. But anyway, what say you from the social scene first?
Well, the only thing I'm seeing from the social scene is our sister then, our mother then, some of them fulfilling scripture, they're fulfilling some of the things we've said here on the show. Let me be very clear to everybody. That man's only woman. It's a natural and a normal thing. One of the greatest things any woman can achieve in her life is to be able to maintain a man. I say keep a man, maintain a man. You know what I mean to get a man in your life? A beating. You know what I mean for men to be in your life, you know what I mean? Whether you're married to you or not, but men get involved with, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? For you to be with men, do you know what I mean? It's a big thing. Some women don't appreciate that. It's a very, very big thing, folks. Let me tell you today, it's a big thing if you don't know it. Some of your sisters are giving them say hard time. They get another woman acting like man, but you get real men in your life. You cut it, you big girl. The reason I'm saying, I'm saying whether you marry or you just seeing somebody, you and somebody, that thing what they can say, you know, me and the person talking, I don't believe in that, I don't believe in talking. So long you're cross friendship level, you're on a romantic level, you're not talking, you're involved. That's my view of it. But you can tell me however you want to tell me. The reason I'm saying this is Melbourne, you know, our sisters, some of them think that men will not lead it. Let me tell you today. There is nothing any woman can do on this sun to keep any man. We will go if we feel like. We will stay if we feel like. Let me say it to you again. Now, that does not mean that you can be who you are. I don't care how beautiful you look. I don't care how educated you look. I don't care how much money you get, what kind of government job you get, what kind of position you get, who you are, what your title is, what kind of education you get. The one thing that will make men to live your life very, very fast is when you are not disciplined. Most of you women are not disciplined. Let me say it again. Most Liberian women are not disciplined. Y'all come and get very young care. Especially the young women we got now, they are not disciplined. You are not disciplined. You feel like you're in relationship for social media, with social media, the public, your friends, and family member or other people, so you want to impress them. Some of you even go as far as disrespecting the men that you are with in front of your friend and your family, and then you come back home in and then you beg. You gotta be mad. I saw one of our other sisters crying on Facebook and making noise or whatever it is. I'm glad I got Leo. Let me say it to all the men on the show. Any woman that misbehave, Leo, she can burn you children for a basket and Leo. Leo, let her carry her misbehavior to a powerhouse. Maybe that place she got her training from. If she got her training from in the street, let her carry in the street. You no one that be misbehaving on social media. Lead them. Let her go marry the social media. I'm encouraging my boy. I am encouraging my boy. Y'all lead them. Let them be there. Let them be in the misery. Got time for that. So Melbourne, like I said, the show that the social power discussing the political power will be hell and nothing. Those women that want misbehave, that don't want to behave themselves like women, that don't want to carry themselves like women, that think they won't be in relationship, at the same time they won't be impressing social media and reporting themselves and doing everything, leave them, walk away. Walk away, my brother. Your peace is more important than anything. Let me say it to all my men. Your peace is important than anything. In fact, as you are walking away, make sure you get 3 or 4 different women. So when she see you next time, make sure you step your game up. Don't even go and go get one, get whatever it is. Step your game up, be your people. Get 3 or 4 different women. You're already plenty. Women and waste, women can't bother. You want to be misbehaving, you. Maybe I'll tell it back to you. So my brother who leave, getting, I'm happy for you.
Well, thank you. I think I know that on Tuesday or either on Monday, Morgan and myself, I think we also talk about some of the behavior of some of our sisters and other mothers, because for some of us, this kind of a generation of ours, especially to see some of our sisters the way they are behaving. Like, for example, even on our internet stuff I talk about, people get issues. Everyone here, all of us here to do that for us, that even here to get issues in our homes. But should we come here and be explaining about how our panel law, how they behave, how God made them? I don't think these things are right. So Monk and myself will talk about that. Then I think Monk says something. Monk, I don't know why you just said chipping on that. What he said, maybe.
Oh yes, when we talk about that situation, because it's becoming consistent all through the internet, like we all carry our own cross, our own crosses. People got different problems. Some people got family problems. Some people financial problem, health problem. Everybody, look, life is very difficult. People got things going on, but it's not about what you got going on in your life. It's how you handle situation when they come your way. And unfortunately, like I said, it's not like we want to bash our sister, but we have been seeing it consistently. That's the reality. It might sound harsh. It might seem like we sound a little bit misogynistic, but the reality is you cannot hide from the fact. I have never seen a man in recent memory on social media bringing his family business out there and talking like some girl in recent memory. I'm talking about real men. The only people we see out there every single day of the week happens to be women. So who you expect to talk about? I mean, I'm not a female, I'm a male. I can speak for men, but if this thing keeps happening over and over, then it means is more of a bigger problem. It's a societal problem, and it's affecting our community in a different way. And I think what you were trying for me to reiterate was a statement I made, I think it was the day before yesterday or yesterday. I said, you don't become a wife after marriage. You become a wife before marriage. Because there are certain attributes of men will see in you before you consider it to be your wife. But unfortunately, our sisters now, they believe in more of the ceremony, which is the marriage. Marriage is a ceremony. That's all marriage is. It's just a legalized ceremony. But I said consistency, discipline, loyalty, these are the things that will carry a relationship, that will keep you going for years. When they say men and a woman been married for 30, 35, 40 years, it didn't mean that they were perfect. They just knew how to handle their business and they were committed to the relationship. But our world today, especially the young generation, I'm not talking about our older sisters there, I'm talking about people like in their 50s, 60s. I'm talking about the 21st generation Z, that they refer to them in this particular day and age. They lacking everything, and they believe that the ceremony is more important than the process. That's why I said yesterday that you become a wife before marriage. You don't become a wife after marriage, because when they say wife, it means the things that you bring to the table, whether it's loyalty, whether it's respect, whether it's about keeping the family together. These are the things that make you wife. So you don't become a wife after marriage or after the wedding. You become a wife before the wedding. I think that's where I stopped yesterday, Melbourne. But
yes, indeed, Mark, you are 100% correct, because the Bible also said that he who found a wife found a good thing. And but that, but again, Muna, what say you quickly on the social aspect? Maybe they'll go back to Steve. Maybe you want to chip in on Mark's statement about you should be a wife first.
Muna, give it straight. Don't what it called.
All right, yes. So
today.
So Steve, chip in on that you have to be a wife first before getting married. But none of that.
Mom made a statement that I think is very important. Generations, times, and everything plays a huge impact. Many days, I got family members who've been married for forever. I'm talking about hitting 50, 60 years. And Mom said that's true. It has never been about perfection. In fact, relationships are not about perfection. They're never about perfection. That's why when you ask, I've had the opportunity to interview different men or to even conduct research and other things on different men that have been married. I've never single one of them, regardless of the ages and the times they've been married, both men and women, I've never heard one of them told me the same secret to be married or to be in a relationship for a long time. No, they don't have the same pattern. You know why? Because this thing itself, relationship itself, is a mystery. There is not one way to say, do it that way and work that way. But there are some key things that must be done. For example, Monk made a statement. He said, the past generation, he said the generation of the the Z generation, the X generation, the new generation that we have. I call them the trigger happy group of people. And some people who were born in the 40s, some people who were born 1970, 1980 or whatever, they joined the generation, some women, and they're misbehaving like them. But don't want to know that they got some kind of problem going on from the childhood that they were not able to resolve. So they're living backwards. Because if you see a 50-year-old woman misbehaving in public, especially on social media, and acting out of the way, that means they're living in reverse. That you can understand. You don't have to be a therapist or clinician or whatever it is to understand. You don't have to be a psychologist. It just means that they're living in reverse. Because at a certain age, you must behave a certain way. At a certain age, you must carry yourself a certain. It's like an old man who 50, 60 years or whatever it is, and he cut your hair, then he put roll in your hair. Then you get fitted bitty. You got to be mad to cut your hair like that as an older man. You have to. Something got to be wrong with you mentally. You are not stable mentally. Right? Because at that age, you can't be cutting your hair, let us say you're 17 years old, you're 16 years old. That means you want to live like a 17-year-old, 16. That's a side point. The point I'm trying to make here is this. And I think this point should be clear. This new generation group of people we got are trigger happy. This new generation group of people that we got where they go on social media and they got 1 or 2 likes because they have this camera that put on there, and people that they don't know, they've never affiliated with, people that are having bigger problems than them, come there and like what they're saying, or right, yeah, gay, yeah, don't stand for it, or whatever it is. Or you got one other loser, you know what I mean, who is frustrated, pissed off at men because she misbehaved and the men left her life and left her all the children. So she already mad. She looking for somebody for them to conglomerate. She looking for people to bring together for them to make noise. So she happy when she kind of she write on Facebook, oh girl, you doing well. Leave men are nothing. Who needs men in their life? Who needs men in their life? Excuse you? You don't need men in your life. Then why your horse can sound like barber shop? Why? Why will Papa your horse sound like barber shop every time? Now the reason I'm saying this other thing here is because we have to understand that these younger women nowadays, most of them, I see them misbehaving. The reality, let me say that to you today. The reality think that body can keep a man. You think that tete can keep a man. You think that butt can keep a man. You are mad. We not see that in plenty. It is important. Let me tell you today, it is not important. The more you expose that thing, the more you put that thing outside, the more we consider you as useless. Oh, you don't know that? Cheap things are not good, good things are. Let me tell you something. No serious-minded man will value a woman pass around exposing her body parts. No serious-minded man will do that. Let me say it to you today if you don't get it. So be passing around. In fact, the butt and the titty where can go by. You want to impress me with something where you go by? You're not ready yet. You are not ready yet. You got a bunch of silicone on you passing around. You making noise in the tongue. You see what minded woman. You are not ready yet. Be passing around. Guess what the boss will do? The boss will help you deflect that silicone that get on you. They will help you. They will help you, but for them to keep you, or for you guys to move any further, that when you supposed to pay the bill in the hall, you supposed to pay the rent. That the silicone thing they can use to pay, that the body they can use to pay the bill. You are not serious. That's why in our time you hear people asking this question: what do you bring to the table? That word is not about actually what you bring to the table. It means really what is your value? What value do you bring? What do you bring? That body you bring? So eat body in her. I'm supposed to eat body in her. You're not ready. I'm looking at what I look at. So Melbourne,
Yes.
Melbourne, in a nutshell, we are in a confused, struggle, happy generation. Most of the women are not disciplined. And I tell God, thank you for the older women, the decent Liberian older women. Some of them like older, but those mature. I mean, I use the word older, those mature women with discipline that got value, proud for themselves. Whether from a religious standpoint, from an ethnic, or from a traditional culture or family, the way they were raised, you see how they carry themselves. In decency. When you see them dress, some of their friends can be laughing at their holy mirror or whatever. I'd rather somebody who holy mirror than for somebody to be blowing whistle behind you there to say he's on a door. Because you're not undressed and say you're passing around. Me, I'd rather the holy mirror. I'd rather somebody say that woman can dress decently. The holy mirror is good for you. You carry yourself with respect. They're jealous of you. So at the end of the day, Melbourne, we are in a serious problem. And that's why the children can't keep any relationship. That's why they will keep coming on Facebook and crying all day. And as they are crying, guess what? I'm very happy. Let me say it today. I am happy. You're being misbehaving. I am joyous. I'm elated. Yeah, I'm joking.
And the sad part, you know what? The sad thing about the whole episode about this being taking your life off of social media and being more decent, they got this illusion that just because you come to Africa and you can take a guy from there, so which means that it's not going to help you. Men are all the same. We are all the same universally. Maybe we might live in different society with some kind of a orientation, but at the end of the day, at the core, we are all the same. Or men will not tolerate their respect, or men don't like the issue to be in the public. That one thing men love things being done behind the scene. So if you believe that things not working and you believe that you can go to Africa and prey on some young guy and bring him here with the expectation that you can come here and turn him into your slave, it's still not going to work. Because when you come to America, I know you will be Johnny Justin, but it's just a matter of months and weeks that you will get to understand the system. And now people are so informed now, coming from Liberia. Matter of fact, they got folks in Liberia that know more about the country than you myself that live here. They know when you can file your tax return. They know how the paper business work. They know how you can go through the military to expedite the process for legalizing your status. So just because you go into Liberia or anywhere and believe that, oh, I can go and marry anyone, my brother, you will get because the new El Chip powers in the resettlement agency will not help you. You will still become a loser, sister.
You know what is really interesting? You know what's really interesting, Melbourne? Let me say this. You know what's interesting?
You are saying something so
No,
and that's a topic by itself.
Not only that, many other women now these days, many of them are. Not only that, many other women these days are trigger happy, but they notice something that I see a pattern in all of them. In almost all of them, there's one pattern. They're either hungry or they're beggars. So what you bring to the table? Let me say they're either hungry or they're beggars. Let me tell you how they're hungry or they're beggars. Y'all get fair all day. That one I worry about you. Y'all can say, oh, the men thought the women say they want. The thing I'm saying here are true. I'm not insulting. I will never insult anybody. Me, I about the fact, and I about going around in circle. They're either hungry or they're beggars. Let me give you a typical example. So you say hello to them, the next thing is you might carry them out to go eat. You might take them out to eat. Okay, the time you know what how you are eating. How you are eating. Or you might have them pay the bill. So, okay, the time you never knew me, how you are paying your bills. So you are waiting for me to come and pay your bills as a grown woman. But you passing around on the internet, other places and calling yourself independent. You won't be independent. You won't be liability. You won't call yourself liability, but you won't call yourself independent. But any small thing, the person might help you correct your rent. The person might help you pay your phone bill. The person might help you pay the other bill. The person might take you out. Why you not taking me out? You won't go out, my friend. Why I gotta take you? Are you small guy? Can you be woman? Go out. Why should I have to take you out? And this thing here, that will be honest. This thing here, it comes down to part of the abuse as well that we the men suffer. Financially, emotionally, everything. They want you to be responsible for them. Oh, they want you to be responsible for them. Some of my boys said called me a couple of times ago talking about they get and say they might pay for them to go to Miami to go face their body. You know what I told? You know what I told them? I said you better leave that wish. I said leave that witchcraft. Because even if you had to pay for that body, she will not call that body my brother. She will pass around that body and be putting other whole day looking at different men on it. So that means your problem start already in your own hand, brother. Secondly, why should you take your hard-earned money and go put it behind that useless thing? Facing the body like useless venture. You're killing yourself. So, my brother, that the problem we see in the generation, the trigger happy and the hungry or beggar group of people that we're dealing with in the society. So I will advise my men and walk away. So the guy who they brought from Labrador and came here and they get one misbehave, guess what? Let me say to that guy, I will ask you, just I told that other guy to leave. My brother, leave. Leave. Why you still get breath in your lungs? Leave. Their country, yeah. Don't you know when they can't get away? When they put problem on you in their country. When they put problem on you in their country. Yeah. Don't get it when they move and unstable. 1 minute they happy, another minute they ain't gonna move. You'll be explaining yourself beyond bad tire.
Well, thank you, Chairman. Quickly, so in passing, let me say thanks to all of you. We're reading out most of your comments. Indeed, these interactions, they are so interesting, and I know all of us we go through a lot because, mind you, after all the talking we're doing, at the end of the day, we gotta go home. And who do we go home to, or in fact interact with? We interact with our wives, our family members, fiancés, and so forth, right? So these things are things that affect all of us. And Steve said something. They have, Steve said they have two group of women that think and do things the same way. Steve, those ones that right here in Africa, especially for Liberia, they move and they behave the same way. That's just the fact. Especially when you say hello, everything about them you should do. Those ones from that side, some of them who are financially stable, when they come here, they think that they want to own. In fact, they own you. I think this is a perception, or maybe this is a belief that some of our sisters have from the US. That by
they are not financially stable, Melbourne. Don't let them fool you. They only coming to impress you. Let me check.
And I can be thinking, my brother.
Ain't the food the minister thing that you got going on in that country? You have a food minister. Now the same way when they leave from here, they come to Liberia, they impress or they make it little. They are not stable, my brother. Look, the same way how they fooling you. Let me tell my boy. Let me get my boy in the call right now. The same way how they come into Labrador fool you, fool them too. When you come and lead them, what are you talking? What are you laughing? I'm very serious. That foolishness needs to stop. If they come in Labrador and they won't fool you, my brother, go back, play by the. Let me get you a call. All my boy them hustle and play by the call. When you hit ground, you get your people. Leave them. Leave them. Look. They won't go cry, they won't cry, they won't go anywhere, they go nothing will come from other. They can do nothing. Your life not whatever with them watching. Then for somebody to say, oh, unless you not see my naked, or unless I'm not suffer for you, you who? You who? Nothing will happen, zero. Food, then you come here. What wrong? The foolishness need to stop. You come around, you bring somebody child, you think that they gotta be slave to you. When you say they want to gotta fall in line, you say that one they gotta fall in line. You ain't even discipline that you don't want to be passing around talking about somebody on a song. We'll stand up for our border too. What didn't happen now? We'll stand up for our border. We are sick and tired of your foolishness you got going on. And then like grand woman that can't like brother, I won't fool you, I won't impress you. So long as you won't bring your my brother, play by A. Chauffeur in the town. When you chauffeur leave up, what happened? Soon you chauffeur, soon you get your papier, soon your paper lay in your hand, your document and walk away. You're not able to get there. You will die suffering with the people. Because every day someone has drama. Even when you tell them, say, leave Facebook, leave the thing here, don't do the. What kind of group of people you're in a relationship there, Jack? All on the social media. No privacy. And
you know how far they are extended to attacking even innocent kids. That's what they are doing, and they will take the photo of other people's children just because they got some beef they cannot live off of social media. Now the kids and all are becoming victimized by this whole issue too. That's how far it's extending. Innocent kids, because I know kids should be off limit when it comes to anything in your life, your family, no matter what. But to look at a picture of somebody else's child and you parading on the internet because you want to get at it, I don't know. My man, the discipline is just not there in every aspect, not only the marriage aspect, just that societal training, that personal orientation. Some people just doesn't have it in them, and no matter what. It has nothing to do with a geographical location. Like in Europe, Australia, America, it will still come back to manifest in real time. So that's just what you see on social media now. Children have been involved into the
no, but you understand. Somebody said they won't come for you to marry. I will talk to my sister, no, we'll marry. So it's your fate. It's a wrap. We wrap it. Look,
yeah, look, don't man Steve for my people. We'll collect. We'll still make it right.
What happened? You were chauffeur in the town. So your papier beneficiary, you move straight in the prayer, will move.
But sometimes, look, let me real, right, Steve? Let me real, right, Steve? So that I can be asking myself, you and Mark, as to whether there's no good men on that side, or because they're looking for people. Maybe I agree, though. Don't get me wrong. It is good that you calm down, maybe to get somebody to help. But I think if you want to make life, because all in all about relationship is just about, as Steve said one time, it's not 100% about love. It's just about you making life as God planned and be able to have children and so forth. Move on as a family. But Steve, I keep wondering as to one of the people you're not found down there or what is really happening. That they can come way and when can you one more like if I would look like I want to use some of the animals, carry you from here, then they want to control you. Yeah, no, Monk, this thing is serious. And most
let me tell you what it is. It's about the intent. When people do something, right? When someone take an action, always question the intent, because like I keep saying on the show, the action is the byproduct of the intent. They got people here who are single, who most often too they can go down there and see someone they like. But the question is, the vast majority of them are not doing it with the right intention. They are doing it with the whole idea of bringing someone here to treat like a slave, because they believe people over there, men are economically distressed. So when things not working out here, the primary reason why they are coming therefore to abuse someone. And men, let me tell you, men, we are all the same in spite of our geographical location. Now, in the West here, people got economic incentive. That is, the least man, at least he can go do a late job where at 12 or 15 hours per hour he can put in his pocket. The one thing that I know any man will never take, even no matter how beautiful a woman is disrespect and abuse. No real men would take those two things. A man will compromise on almost everything, but when it comes to disrespect and abuse, he won't take it because it's just part of his nature. So the thing here is, there are people who left from here genuinely, that went over there, they saw someone that they like or they loved to, and they became partner. But the vast majority, I would say 8 out of every 10, they are coming there purposely with the intent of finding someone to come and abuse. That's why I would tell you for free on the show. That's the reality. And in some instances too, they got some men that do the same thing here. It's just that there are fewer of them in numbers as compared to the opposite sex. That's just why it is. From my
I praying for them to continue. I'm encouraging all the Liberian women in this country that choose to go back home to marry one of our brothers. Please do that. You are helping bring some of our brothers here. You are helping other families. bring those men here. And as you bring them here, let me say to you, we will advocate for them to leave you. And the good thing about it, you can do nothing. You can do nothing. When you bring them here, they will leave you, especially when you misbehave. And when they leave you, will support them to leave you. And there is nothing you will do about it. And they will marry or be with somebody else here where their life will be at peace so that they can live a healthy life and benefit their parents and their family members home. You're not bringing somebody's child to can't kill them, to can't stress them because you're not stable. One minute you're happy, and another minute everything got to be about Facebook. When you're taking someone inside, get to the point where in the shower, and they got a Facebook camera running. You mad? How do you get to that point? Where are you? Somebody's wife taking shower, and you get the Facebook running. Well, that's a sign that you're not even disciplined. You don't even respect yourself. That is a sign that you as a woman, something got to be absolutely, it's a serious sign. No decent grown woman will go in the shower where she got no clothes on and she put the camera on her. That's a sign that you don't have respect for yourself. Whether you agree with me or not, you can tell that does not make any sense rationally. But these are the things that you'll do. These are the things that you'll do. So when you're ready to do that, we now get problem with you. In your foolishness, we help you to be foolish. Y'all go bring our brother there, and as you bring them, we advise them behind the hall. To and we told what you need, what the other guy need, Jala to walk away from Sata, and Jala walk away. That only show we can tell you what time it is. We don't want to tell you, say, okay, your freedom and your work. And all my brother then who feel oppressed in any relationship, you better walk away. Hear me up. Walk away. I will support you. I will. I'm saying it. I'm clear about it. I am clear about it. Your peace is the most important thing in your life. Your mental health and your freedom in this country is the most important thing. Don't let anybody can drive you crazy so that you can't get in some kind of trouble, or she can wake up one day and say you did it one to her. Police can investigate you, they carry you, they lock you up for a couple of
lock you up and your life is damaged for good.
That one of y'all won't be on? That one of y'all won't be on? No way. It will not happen. That one will not happen.
And Steve, you know how you can confirm their intent? You know how you can confirm that true intent? When they start asking for a refund.
Yeah.
The refund policy, the money that I spent to bring to the country, man, everybody came to this country by someone else. You never came to this country by yourself, whether it was relative, whether it was friends, whether it was some kind of a program, someone sponsored you coming to this country. So if you start asking, you claim that you went back there to find a partner and you start asking for a refund, then it just tells you that the intent was not right in the first place. Because if you brought somebody to this country with a real intent, no matter what's going to happen, you are not going to come open your mouth on Facebook shouting that you want refund. So it only tells us that, you know what, you went there first with the wrong intent and you got the short end of the bargain. That's just a confirmation right there.
Well, Mark, you're 100% correct. You are 100% correct. And this is also to add to this conversation that when these things happen, sometimes we joke around with it and we laugh with it, but we got to look at it from a bigger picture, have a bigger perspective of it. That when people come to the country, let's be clear that they are not your slave. I have always said something and I will continue to say it. There are certain things in life that are common and they must happen. You will have to take men for another woman. You're here today. You're passing around. You will have to take men for another woman. There's no man passing around single than you. You leave all that foolishness in the head, in your head. Oh yeah, you know, I'm looking for single man. I'm waiting for my own man to come. I beg you, please be waiting, my sister. We are here waiting with you too. Be waiting. Yeah? Be waiting. You will have to take the thing we had once said, somebody will have to bring you to the country some kind of way. Oh, yes, you know that. That's the cycle of life. That God can do things. Also, the Bible that you can read. How the children of Egypt, how the children of Israel went to Egypt. And they had to sell Joseph. Joseph went over the king there. You ain't know they left that connection. You ain't know that. You'll be saying that there. So you'll be saying that, you'll be bouncing on yourself, you'll be checking. When God used you in your foolishness to go and bring somebody to the country, when you bring them and you misbehave, the person will leave. They don't owe you nothing. You're not the power, you're not the man. Their destiny not tied with you. Nobody destiny tied with you. No way. Nobody sign any kind of contract that they got to be. In fact, there's some men that said, some women say you wait and say, nothing can go for your life. Your life can be useless. Let me say it today. Some of you get bad luck. Yep, let me say it. Some of you, you'll get bad luck. You'll get bad spirit. One man away, they get do nothing, they get prosper, they even get job. More you know what I do? Well, I tell you about Sonny, they can even get job. Oh, you know that? The issue of people started sleeping with them, you know, it's mostly spiritual than physical. Some women you are aware, or some men you are aware in your life as a woman, you can't go nowhere, your life can't move anywhere, nothing can work for you. Oh, yeah. So you know what? I'll be passing when I get bad law, some of you.
Yeah, so a few things that you people said are really making me happy on the entire US tour with our brothers. Some of our brothers, maybe frank, some of us we came across people, but because of all of these situations, people owning people, people controlling people. So some of us feel that no, I think the best thing to do is to get our own from here that we think that we'll be able to work with and understand. Even though, like you said, Steve, situations happen everywhere. There are problems everywhere. Nobody is perfect. But the way some of our sisters think that they want to control you just because maybe quote unquote, they may wait for you to go to the US. So they have every right to somebody say, I will not bring no man to make me check in America. Well, six say well that's it. But on a very serious note, let me be frank. Most of the problem for me, Steve, like that we are all saying, most of our sisters, they are the causes of all of the problems, even though some men have their own attitude or they have issues. So even with the latest videos or incidents about what happening between the two couples about their falling apart and so forth, and the guy is quiet. The guy came on the internet and said, I'm sorry, I have no issue with you. Please go behind the scene to solve our problem. But instead, the lady said, so I tried to find out what really went wrong, only to know that they said cheating business. What kind of life is this? If I found out that my wife cheated on me, the easier way to do is to either quietly put her away, tell her family that maybe I don't want anymore. If I don't decide to say that way, but not to bring her to public ridicule, insult her back to back, say all kinds of things about her. Then time I go back to her, my dear thing, that would be right. So most of our sisters, I don't know, because you can be financially stable a little bit, then you are still emotionally charged. Then what really happening? For me, I'm a bit confused because people say that because of poverty, some of our women back home, they are stressed also, now what they behave, the way they are behaving. But then some of our sisters also on that side, who we expect to know better, they will also go on the internet and do things like something is happening to them. Well, that's a society. So let's move. Thanks to all of you. I think we'll find one of the day that we can always do, maybe on Saturday or Friday, to bring out some of these social things. Because mind you, politics, after politics, everybody go back home. The politicians, they go back home and in fact, they even interact with their wives, their fiancés, and so forth. Yes. So Mark, I think we got to move forward now. Another thing before we transition.
Not much. You just say it right. You still got a home because the family is the most important unit in society. So the family comes before even politics. Because if you don't have a good family, if you cannot structure the family, then the society won't be a better place to be. So you said it right. We still got to talk about this issue, even though sometimes we try to shy away from them. But we just cannot ignore reality. That one thing that I know, you cannot shy away from things that keep posting your challenge, and it's happening everywhere. It's becoming all too common. So sometimes when we come back, suppose, oh, man, when you go to the politics, like, you don't understand. The family is the most important block. That the first thing they teach you in elementary school civics. When the family is not right, the community will not be better. When the community is not better, the county or the state won't be better, and the country won't become better. So you still have to talk about this issue, even though they are very, very touchy points. Sometimes you want to ignore them, but you just cannot. But anyway, that transition, we're good.
Well, thank you so much. So Muna, already through with all of the other updates. Right here in Maneuver or the nation's capital, I just few updates quickly. Major one.
Go to your politics. Let me say something. Well, I say, man, I run to your politics because the politics belong.
All right, but then I move my man.
You mentioned a statement here as your listen. Maybe we've been working together socially. Socially, you gotta be careful about what you say. So that statement that you made that back in the days, you came across some people and you rejected it because it's in control. Take it back. Let me tell you why you take it back. Because as we are working now, those kids will be coming. Somebody will want to tell you. So don't something. The goal is for you to show faith. So take that statement back, brother. Yeah, take it back. The goal for you to show faith, yeah. So leave all that other extra things. So take it back.
So on behalf of the chairman and the board of commissions, including Monk and Mona, I take it back.
Folks, your side, remember, oh, so the one point can be there, you miss your side. Never about to folks, we move.
Yeah, so we move. Yeah, I take it back. So my brother, this morning we woke up at 2 o'clock. Between 1 to 2 o'clock this morning with the sad news about the four children that lost their lives in the fire incident in Matari this morning that burned to ashes. According to information, they were living in the Zimra, somewhere around there in Matari when that fire incident happened. And yeah, fire service went there, and unfortunately, before they quenched the fire, the house or the people already lost their lives. So again, that's sad news that we wake up to this morning, that 4 persons or children lost their lives in the fire incident. Then again, some of the latest news having to do with the LMDC. Mind you, there have been some information circulating the free time in the public land about one Dr. Peter Matthew George who have fake degree or lesson and so forth. So because of that, according to information, the LMDC, they've been having their own investigation behind the same, and publicly they came out to inform us that as official, they are revoke the lesson of Dr. Peter Matthew George, who have a fake degree and have been practicing law, or sorry, have been practicing medicine, or have been doing medical for the past almost 15 to 20 years now. So his lessons have been revoked, and that's the latest news also circulating in the public land. So far, this is happening. Apart from that, the rescue and that the rescuers, they are still hauling and pulling when it comes to the issue of projects and how far some rescuers are also saying that the rescuer, or in fact the rescuer haven't yet quote unquote have any project yet, but others say no, the rescue project is the same project with the government is continuity. So my brother and the rest of the team, so far these are some of the happening back home. We still observing the process as to how far Liberia going to go when it comes to our economy and so on. Yes, so yeah, where we go as people.
Yep.
So yeah, so Mark, back to you. We are
from Muna now. If Muna got any update.
Yeah, Muna been quiet. There, some will go on the family issue. She just been relaxing and just listening here. Like, Muna, come here a little bit. You don't want to feel me on the panel here. Muna's screen is frozen. I think she off, if I'm not mistaken from what I'm seeing here. Maybe you noticing that Muna's screen is kind of
yeah, so let me see how best to get Muna off, and when
on an international standpoint, I don't want us to rush into LeBron politics here, because we're almost going to the news bulletin, because we'll start a conversation, so that we don't get interrupted. But from an international standpoint, another Christian denomination, which is the Catholic, they selected the Pope.
Yep.
Some of you were thinking that we were going to select a black person or whatever it is. You wasting your time. You are wasting your time. I don't know where you. Anyway, I'm about 10:30. You didn't know what's up, so you'll stop this. Another thing that also caught my attention was India and I think Pakistan.
Yeah, it getting tense over there.
Yeah, that is a serious concern.
It's scary. It's more than scary, because they are two nuclear power and they are two populous country in terms of the population size. India and Pakistan. I think Pakistan is almost 1 billion people and India is 1.2 billion people. Apart from that, they are both nuclear power, and we don't have a middleman. It's not like the North and South Korea where America say, you know what, one president will take, you got to give a nuclear weapon for protection. They're the same way in Europe between the Russians. In the case of India and Pakistan, there is no middleman. So if things get worse, we could resort to a nuclear war, because they are two nuclear power and there is nobody that will keep them in check from a geopolitical standpoint. Maybe one country will say we can call an emergency meeting at the UN General Assembly, but as far as I'm concerned, there is no safety measure in place that if one of them got mad and used nuclear weapon to deter the other one from responding. So it's a very tricky and scary situation over there. Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's very scary. It's very, very scary and concerning. But Mona, what say you? What's the update from Grand Jide, or that's the Southeast? What say you?
Yeah, in Granger County, there's a Door Street there, Royal Door Street. The water now, the whole road is getting damaged and thing. And people are calling on local authorities to see how best they can do that was clear because the rain is falling here now. The serious death trap. And also, the people are talking about the Burkina Bees issue and thing that people that bringing Burkina Bee to work is not a bad thing. But when you bring them, make sure you take them to the township, get a particular and take them to immigration because they don't run out because they will feel that they're getting the money and they enjoy it. Before time come tomorrow, it becomes serious problems. So that one was saying. Also, is it easy from Yabas town in Grand Jide County that they wish activities that if you know two-person that they got two-person in the list and thing, so they are calling local authorities to see how best to intervene. But about saying that before coming to local authorities, they should meet all the traditional people there to see how best they can handle that issues because it's a very, very serious thing. So welcome to tradition, welcome to local authorities first, get a minute tradition people to go through that because they got two-person sick, they don't tell ourselves and thinking about it, witchcraft is in your town yet. And also, like I said, we lost one of our brother during the time Barcelona Inter was playing when they scored that second goal through the excitement thing. Then he went off, taken to the hospital, and passed off the very yesterday. So that's what's happening in Nigeria. Kind of, but other than that, everything is relatively calm.
Oh, so somebody died because of Barcelona and
Yeah,
Real Madrid.
yeah. One Prince gay company called DJ Fresh. Yeah.
I think Baga Inter. I think the Baga Inter game. The Baga Inter game.
Baga Inter game was there yesterday.
Yeah, my only concern is he had any kind of pre-existing condition because I don't know. Some people got some medical.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
Yes, so we're trying to find out about.
Yeah.
Level excitement things. So to the phone, if that maybe has something, if he been complain about something or what and thing, but still get the actual stay.
Yeah, some people do.
Very yesterday.
And you said something about witchcraft yesterday. Who the witchcraft there?
Yeah, they want to got call this morning. They been call. A serious thing that they say they got football and lazy. Two died, but not two they are sick. So they call in local authorities to intervene. But supposedly that they give their kind of local authorities right away. They have to meet the tradition people in that town to see how best they can reach it to them and maybe they will do what they're supposed to do and think. But it's a serious thing because they call in, they got very serious, they have to put in their sick. Yeah, but they witchcraft business.
So when let me ask a question, Mona, because maybe I need to be clear on something. So the witchcraft thing and the witchcraft thing, they're there to make people sick and to fly around in the net.
Yeah.
Benefit the community.
No. Immediately look at you, you're promising person, you try to do something or product development, do some things, then they don't want you to they don't make you useless or take a life away. And for that reason, you only see my hair to me or maybe jab worker in the morning, nothing happened to you just drop and die. And people doing that, you can see them shiny and things they are never not better, but only when they see you want to do some development, do some other things in the place, they will try to mess your whole life. Sometimes you just be going, be just drinking, no better laugh, no improvement, nothing. You just be going like that until the umpire just ended that. Yeah, and result everything lost from you. You just become useless, passing around and thing.
Okay. Well, so how y'all can get rid of the witchcraft and y'all can catch them, get them 25, y'all can put in jail.
The people in the Eastern Empire, they don't know each other. That's much because you don't know about empire, you can see nothing. And they put me, they want the tradition people who club with that. I thought they know how they can track them down. They can. People they track them down like that. They can pull without a power and thing. When you look at ritual, you go do something, maybe try to come back to change. Maybe someone just look at you and just stick you and thing. Anyway, supposed to see.
So my question now is maybe maybe we got to get some clarity on it. How does this benefit the country, the community that you're living in? How does this move the life of people?
No benefit.
So it's just a useless society that people are living.
No benefit.
Oh, then all the
Nigeria
police need to be
do that.
caught. All the police need to be caught, brought in the public, given 25 and lock all of them up in jail. Send them a useless community. They don't need to be in the society. Let them be in jail for the rest of their life. Because it doesn't make any sense. If you just sit in the community and say, maybe because Muna coming to build something or she coming to advance people's life, so you don't like Muna, so you got to get rid of her, you got to make her sick. Seriously?
Yes.
So
Okay. Sometimes even when people want to help, sometimes they will tell you, say, maybe don't use it, don't go. Maybe they'll just pass through somebody and think, but they will not really rather show it because some people want to help you to protect you. They will tell you, say, my child, my son, don't show yourself what we can do and think because we don't want anything to happen. Yeah, because the end result, sometimes you come down, you go there. Sometimes you come down, you go there at the end result. You don't understand nothing. You can't go by where you're coming from. You just there. As when you're going back, I was really going back when you just there. No one
the news coming on what's going on
like that though.
I think
the thing I don't understand about the whole witchcraft thing, that's the irony of it, right? Because if you're witchcraft, then it means you got some kind of a spiritual or supernatural power to do the unthinkable. But if you're targeting ordinary people that want to do better, and you got people in the society that causing a major economic havoc on the vast majority.
Yeah.
You let them to go scot-free, then I don't understand the idea.
And the whole witchcraft I use that business.
Yes.
And one is something you don't know, but sometimes I'll tell you, say you will see. Maybe as when you're fighting on something and something happened and they tell you you will see. So you don't you get take it like that. Because you don't know what the person see. You have to oil everything and the end result. You can't understand nothing is something. You will get sick or you will hear a person die and think this something you will see. And at the end. So if you don't really understand how you see, you have to have something and play it. Whether your life coming go, you have become useless for the rest of your life and then maybe you need to help your parents.
I think we should go to the news because I think we should go to the news. Okay, Nakita.
Milton E. Gibson Memorial High School has denied media reports of a teacher raping a 17-year-old student at the institution. At least 4 children have died in a tragic fire incident in the New Matade, Don Bosco community in Monrovia. A 28-year-old man identified as Kesely Molly has been jailed at the Monrovia Central Prison for allegedly killing an elderly woman. And out of Liberia, the bodies of a journalist and his partner have been found in South Africa in an advanced stage of decomposition, local media groups have said. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. At least 4 children have died in a tragic fire incident in the New Matade Don Bosco community in Monrovia. The incident took place at about 1 a.m. on Thursday, May 8, 2025. The minors, Marcus 13, along with his 3 siblings, were under the parental guardian of their grandmother, who survived by the sale of charcoal and other food and non-food items in the community. Despite efforts by the Liberia National Fire Service to resist the fire from escalating, occupants of the house were unable to recover their belongings from the violent fire. As police investigation of the fire continued, residents of the community have begun expressing frustration over the tragic death of the 4 children. Meanwhile, the Liberia National Fire Service has attributed the tragic deaths of 4 children in the Matali fire outbreak to limited road access that prevented firefighters from reaching the scene in time. Speaking at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing, LNFS Director Colonel Wazuwa Bawuv disclosed that although fire crews responded within 11 minutes of receiving the emergency calls, their efforts were severely hampered by blocked alleyways, which restricted access to the main point of the blaze. He urged the public to refrain from constructing buildings in alleyways, stressing that such action hinder emergency response that can lead to severe damages. The administration of Milton E. Gibson Memorial High School has denied media reports of a teacher raping a 17-year-old student at the institution. The school, through its Supervisor Momo Kamara said the alleged perpetrator Stephen Jackson is not in the employ of Nathan E. Gibson School, contrary to media reports. Kamara clarified that Jackson is a computer teacher employed with a computer company that was contracted by the school to provide RT services. According to him, the parents of the 17-year-old student informed the school about her death 2 weeks ago, and she has since been buried on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, at which time the administration identified with the bereaved family. Momo Kamara therefore expressed sorrow on behalf of the administration over the situation, adding that the owner of the company hired by the school is currently in police custody for further investigation. For his part, the chief executive officer of Nathan E. Gibson Memorial High School, Professor David Dan, said the situation has brought serious embarrassment to the institution. According to Professor Dan, since the establishment of Nathan E. Gibson Memorial High School in 1983, situation of such has never been experienced. A 28-year-old man identified as Kesely Molly has been jailed at the Monrovia Central Prison for allegedly killing an elderly woman. Defendant Molly, a resident of the 72nd community in Painesville, committed the act on April 26, 2025. Police investigation, according to RCR judicial correspondent, revealed that Kesely Molly accused the defendant, Madam Hawa Flomo, of being, that's the deceased, Madam Hawa Flomo, of being a witchcraft as both of them live in the same house. The police investigation further uncovered that defendant Kesely also got involved with chasing after one Michael Fala and Alina Kesely, who were also residents of the same house, with the intent to inflict bodily injuries on them. While running after the two men, he encountered Madame Hawa Flomo, who was sitting on her porch when he moved towards her. Our judicial correspondent said defendant Murray dragged Madame Flomo outside the porch and beat her severely on her head with a stone and an iron pipe. In the process of the assault, some community dwellers attempted to rescue the victim, but were unable on grounds that Kesely was also chasing them with stone and the iron pipe. The lady bled profusely, which led to her death. Police investigation claimed that there was no confusion between them prior to her death, thus terming the action as cruel, intentional, inhumane, and a total indifference to human life. In the presence of his lawyer, the defendant admitted to killing Madame Hawa Flomo with a stone and an iron pipe. On his way to prison, the defendant spoke with RCR judicial correspondent. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council has officially revoked the medical license of Peter Matthew George following a credential audit that revealed significant discrepancies in his academic qualifications. A release from the LMDC noted that the decision was reached following a credential audit which revealed that Mr. George could not provide essential documentation such as his undergraduate medical degree and internship certificate, which are required. The situation escalated when Mr. George submitted a letter claiming to have earned a Doctor of Medicine from the University of Hampshire in the United Kingdom. To clear its doubt, the council launched an investigation and further gathered that the university does not currently offer a medical program. The investigation further revealed that the university does not have any plans for such program until 2026. At the same time, the Liberia Medical and Dental Council has removed Peter George from his post as president of the Liberia Medical and Dental Association and has commissioned a credentials audits across these sectors. The opposition Chewing Party has announced the reawakening of the party major political activities in the country. The party executive member, Reverend Adolphus Capehart, has disclosed that they have set October 30th of this year as the date to host the party national convention. He mentioned that the institution has written the National Election Commission over the decision to reawaken the spirits and the operations of the party. Reverend Capehart said the party has begun so champion the cause of the Liberian people, despite being outside of key national decision-making process over the years. He said the Chewing Party, being one of the oldest parties in Africa, will be a major player in the upcoming 2029 presidential and legislative election. According to him, the True Wing Party is prepared to change the lives of Liberians, and one of their key focuses is the young people. Reverend Capper spoke to scores of journalists on Thursday in Monrovia. Details have emerged on circumstances that led to the cancellation of a planned strike action in Firestone, Margibi County. Providing information about the strike cancellation, FAO Chairman Redinek Bangali said it was cancelled because the purpose for which it was planned was achieved. Among other things, the Firestone Workers Union said it did not want the company's human resource director in Firestone because she dismissed 25 tappers of the plantation in one day. Bangali further disclosed that during the just ended CBA negotiation, she misled the general management of the company about how salary increment is normally done in Liberia. FAO also accused Maron Sokri of expelling two students of the company's school elementary division on grounds that they were wrestling on campus. As part of the reasons for the aborted strike action, the union lamented that Maron Sokri introduced a policy that led to pension payment cancellation in Firestone. Based on these visible facts, FAO said she was not working in the interest of the workers, and as such, she needed to leave the farm. The strike action was planned for May 14, but was cancelled on Tuesday, few days after she resigned. The Liberia National Red Cross Society has joined the Global Red Cross and Red Crescent movement to mark World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day 2025 under the theme On the Side of Humanity. This year's theme underscores the unwavering commitment of millions of volunteers and staff across the world, particularly those working in conflict zones, national disasters, and public health crises. As part of the global celebration, the LNRCS has actively or activated its local offices across the country, organizing indoor events, providing community services and humanitarian aid donations, or reflecting the spirits of humanitarianism and serving fundamental principles, particularly the principle of humanity, which forms the cornerstone of their work. The Secretary General of the Liberia National Red Cross Society, Gregory Blamo, emphasized the importance of continual humanitarian action in the face of global and local crises. And out of Liberia now, the bodies of a journalist and his partner have been found in South Africa in an advanced stage of decomposition more than 2 months after they went missing. Police said they have found human remains, but DNA tests still needed to be conducted and confirmed they were those of radio journalist Sabosigo Asiru and his partner Zoa Precious Moholi. In a joint statement, two media groups said the police had achieved a breakthrough after arresting 5 suspects. To end this newscast, a recap of the top stories we have been following. At least 4 children have died in a tragic fire incident in the New Matale Don Bosco community in Monrovia. The administration of the Nathan E. Gibson Memorial School has denied media reports of a teacher raping a 17-year-old student at the institution. A 28-year-old man identified as Cassidy Molly has been jailed at the Monrovia Central Prison for allegedly killing an elderly woman. And out of Liberia, the bodies of a journalist and his partner have been found in South Africa in an advanced stage of decomposition, local media groups have said. That's RCR News. Bulletin at 7, I've been Akisa Roberts presenting.
So yes.
Well, folks,
Okay. So folks, welcome back. We are still here in the New Matadi community where this tragedy has struck again. The issue of
let's get Mona back on in Melbourne so that we can keep up with the show from where we stopped. I know Melbourne will be joining us very soon. Well, Monk, how do you react to the news bulletin? What you heard? How do you react? What say you?
Not much, except the only story I followed was the one the 4 kids that died in that fire incident. I don't know, for some reason the fire incident is just never ending in Liberia. I don't know, we are the new fire capital of the world because it's every day and every week some kind of a fire tragedy from every community. I don't know if I keep saying it, I don't know if the quality of the wire or the illegal connection or maybe some of the appliances, because when you don't have stable electricity and the flow of current, it can spark too as well. So I don't know, but it's up to the management of the LEC because it's happening too often than normal, and it's been going on for a very, very long time. Well, that's it. That's Liberia for you, my brother.
Yeah, it is happening too often than normal. I agree with you. Folks, let's share the show. Mona, how do you react? A lot of news.
What really caught my attention, I have fire incident where 4 babies lost their lives and things like that. I don't know how the whole fire service in country are ready to work. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when you call and say that fire, I can't check to see if it go back before you come and have this damage. So very frustrating when I heard news the morning. So I feel frustrated on the radio. So that very cool. Also that teacher too. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rape issue. It's a pandemic
Yeah,
now.
they make it,
Epidemic.
Okay, Melbourne, what caught your attention? I know you've been really busy, Melbourne.
Yes, thank you. So let me just join my colleagues or my team to say yes, indeed. For me, this morning, waking up this morning between 1 to 2 o'clock, hearing about that fire incidents. These are things that we keep saying, and like Mark was saying, Mark, that horse, according to information, is a zinc round. So you imagine a zinc horse situated between concrete horses or some of the horses, where to do. And I don't know, according to some informations, people are still waiting for the reports. Some are saying is how they call mosquito coil, back to back. But we're still waiting for the full reports, maybe coming from the fire service. And also today, the fire service, they said that there was no way for them to go through because of the way the horses are jamming, and so no way for the fire truck to also to penetrate, to go through. So I'm one way or other reason with them, but sometimes again, I think that will always be poor excuse because all of the government alley that they will call it have been given to these people by the same government, because where in this world that you know very well that place is government alley and people are selling these places and you are aware and you know these things and you are even sitting like nothing is happening. So my brother, that's in life we live. So that one really caught my attention this morning, and I felt so terrible because the 4 children, I think they between the ages of 12, 8, 4, and 2. That one I got out as information that I got. So like they were thinking in my mind like, but how come it's our father or mother or it's our parents who put fire on us or what? That's what I was really thinking, because children were just thinking about their life. So my brother, it's terrible. The future generation or children who we call the future leaders, they are the ones seeing today in the kind of situations. So where are we going now as our parents? What are we going to do next?
The thing that caught my attention on the fire incident, Steve, I mean, you got 4 kids in the house and you're telling me a single adult was never home at that particular moment in time for fire to gut the entire structure and all of them died without a single one surviving. I really don't know, because how you call that abandonment? Like, you cannot have 4 children. I understand it's one you can say, maybe the man ran somewhere quick, but talking about 4 here and no supervising adult was were present at the moment when the fire happened. I mean, I don't know how you explain that.
Well, the things that caught my attention, I know we've been talking about it here. The doctor, his license was revoked. And I'm not trying to make it political, but he's also alleged that he's linked with Vice President Jeremiah Cohn, which I think is very concerning for him to even come up to that level in our society. It speaks volume. This exposes a lot of things. This is just on the medical side. Who are other people that are impersonating that we don't know about you in other areas or in other disciplines or careers in that country? Because imagine, and people joke about it and they think this is a joke, but they got a whole place around, I think, on Broad Street area there, around education, whatever.
Water center.
In a life where you can produce any kind of fake document. And these are things that are very welcoming instead of shutting it down. A serious country who means serious business will shut that kind of illegal activity down. But guess what, Melbourne? They welcome it, they make it look like they've normalized it. And people go there to do transaction in businesses. This is concerning, folks. This is very, very concerning. It means we're not ready for seriousness as a country. This thing should have been shut down a long time ago. That water center or whatever you call it has been in existence for a very long time. People have used it to forge documents, important documents, serious things, and they've done nothing about it. The government needs to shut that particular thing down. Let's be honest, it's not a joking thing. We can make it look like, oh, it's been there for a long time, and the people used to it now. My man, the country will not change. Who will change the country now? Hey, got to start from somewhere. You're passing around chasing motorcyclists, chasing the old man to leave on the street, the simple who voted for you, but you got a huge corruption site or huge fraudulent activities going on right in your area, right in your face. You guys have done nothing about it. And I blame all the governments that have come. This is not mutually exclusive Joseph Yuma Boaka government. It's embarrassing, it's very concerning, and it is troubling. Another thing that caught my attention, you guys said we keep joking with the fire thing or whatever it is. These are things that we spoke against during the we-are-led administration, that they had to do something about it. We got to be proactive. We can't be reactive. People can be losing their lives. The other time I saw your gallivanting your way. You took some kind of dump truck from here, you're passing around, you're in a fire truck, you're passing around, celebrate myopic things that somebody giving you the old fire truck.
Can you imagine getting a fire truck from Broken Park? This idea
that they got to give us something, Broken Park donated, everything got to be donated. Okay, so how are we spending the money that you are getting now? You carrying a budget to 1 billion, 800 million. So how are you spending that money? You can't buy anything new. You're waiting for people to give you refurbished old things, and you come and celebrate a call news. Look, when we say this thing, you call press conference to announce to a nation, we Liberian people get big more like day, to announce to us that Broken Project or somebody just donated fire and fire trucks. Everything got to be, they donated. Okay, so then the money that in the budget now, has it been used? If they now donate all the thing into you. But let's move on to the other part that caught my attention. The issue of, I saw someone on a video, one woman complaining that one pastor raped her son or I don't know, whatever it was. Then today again, talking about a teacher. We are working on, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we're working on bringing one of our brothers, one of our friends who's been on here with us, to talk about some of the rape and abuses going on in the country. And this is very serious. This is very, very serious. Something needs to be done about it. I know we quit to lead things. It's a problem by itself, folks. We need to get on it. But maybe the conversation of the day that we need to get in, which I think is very interesting, because there is a lot of conversation going on behind closed doors. Folks, if you're not aware, those in a rule of law group of caucus people, whatever it is alleged that Tao Wongwei left, which he hasn't spoken about. But a few days before the Tao Wongwei man could leave, or before this allegation could come on that he joining the other group of people, he wrote something on a post. And this is my first time ever commenting on his post. Many people did not pay attention to it. On April 25th, Monk, this is what he wrote. Politics have no relations to morals. Unquote. Look, we want to confirm if he's with the people. If he's, after he wrote it in a few days, it was reported that he met with Joseph Yuma Boakai. He wrote, after he wrote it, before he wrote it, it was in a same frame of time that he met with Joseph Yuma Boakai, and it's reported that he was told to come to the whatever group of people, those disgruntled group of guys. But that's not the issue. Here is the issue. Here is where the issue is. The issue is these guys don't want to go to election, but they want Fanatic Kofa to resign. Monk, what say you? Do you think Fanatic Kofa should resign and they just keep the status quo and Richard Kun be the speaker and everybody come together like we can say, like, bro, just forget it, let's move on for the sake of Ayepo saying that? What say you?
Well, I don't know the deals that they got going, but I know one thing, that the speaker himself, the embattled speaker, I guess there were a lot of negotiation going on behind the scene. So apparently the people that in here caucus say, but you know what, if the man who himself that we claim to be protecting based on the same constitution, if he's going to be negotiating, why not we cannot get our share? Because at the end of the day, it's all about negotiation, and you scratch my back, I scratch your back. If the speaker himself is going to be in the background giving signal that he's going to be turning over and transitioning, the people that in your caucus mouth where leverage that to get something in your state. Because at the end of the day, money is going to change hands. For some of us, we said it here. People thought that we took a side. We said that the speaker should make sure he do everything by means of his negotiation skills to persuade other people from the other side to give him at least that 37. Because once he get it 37, if the other people elect, they can go to the Burj Khalifa Hotel and launch there. We will care less about how long they can leave from under his gavel. But unfortunately, we have some Facebook legal scholar that was saying otherwise, that they were going to the Supreme Court to get a result. So I'm not going to blame Taiwan or anyone, because as far as I'm concerned, Fanatic Kofa himself is in the active negotiation to take some kind of incentive to religion, the speakership. That's why I'm not. Is not one thing I know on the show.
No, but you haven't answered my direct question I asked you though.
Yeah.
Question is, do you think there should be an election, or they should just go straight to, oh yeah, dissolve everything, and what the guy needs, the speaker and whatever the court render as the Supreme Court render, they should just forget about everything, Fanatic Kofa resign, and just go by the status quo and take? What say you?
Well, it will be up to those new leadership and based on their own standing rules and order. I don't know why they're gonna law the.
But what say you? No, I'm not talking about that now. You speaking also from a perspective of, you know, not being part of that whole thing. You got no interest. You got no. What say you?
What say me as in what case? If they can go to an election, if they believe they got a number, that's it. But who knows what kind of deal they're going to make when it comes to electing the new speaker? Because you would think that because there is an impasse and people say, oh, someone violated the law, and Fanatic Kofa saying, okay, for the sake of the country, I'm trying to throw in the tower. The best way you think you want to do it is for them to go to a new election, right? That's how it's supposed to be. But like I said, it's up to them. I don't know what they are going to do. Maybe
so are you proposing a new election? Are you proposing a new election?
I will go for a new election.
Okay,
I will want a new election. 100%.
Okay, thank you. Let me welcome Sekou to the show. Mr. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you? I don't know if Mr. Kane can talk. Okay, well, Melbourne, before we come to Mona will be the last because she's the female on the show. Mr. Kane, you there?
I'm here. Oh, you said Mona will be the last. I'm just waiting for you to give me time to talk.
No, I gave you time. I welcome you and all of that. So I wanted to know, as things are right now, what would you recommend? Should, in case Fanatic Kofa decides to resign, should there be a new election, or should just go with that thing when they're passing around with, Richard Kun, would that be the speaker and would just go on and all of that? What say you?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you to Mona and all of you, including our chief analyst, Monk. So I just want to clarify a few things that I heard from you guys. I overheard among saying that there is an active negotiation going on wherein Fonate Kofa is poised to take some incentive, financial incentives, that will make him to resign. I'm not sure if Mo is speaking from an intel or something that can confirm, or uh, from undisclosed sources, but we cannot say for a fact that, you know, we can say that there's a negotiation going on to bring an end to the stalemate within the House of Representatives. But the financial aspect, we cannot say for sure that that is exactly what's going on. However, when there is a negotiation, but whatever that led to dragging the whole thing to this point, it is clear that there are people who want certain things to be done the right way, which is, if you don't like the speaker, have the number, remove him. If you don't have the number, but even if you have the number, when the speaker removed, you must have the right procedures in accordance with your rule or standing rule or committee rules, as well as the constitution, to make sure the new person is elected speaker. So yes, I would say yes, the best thing to do in the interest of democracy, in the interest of peace and harmony within the House of Representatives, I think they should have an election. Whoever wants to run from the rule of law caucus can run, and whoever wants to also run, if at all, some people don't want to actually support Richard Kung anymore from that caucus, they can choose to support somebody from the rule of law caucus, or one of them can even throw their heart in the race to run. But the best thing, you know, in accordance with democratic tenets, I think they should be able to have an election. That would be the best way forward.
Okay, thank you. Little hear from you quickly, because we got to go to the lines.
Well, again, thank you for the question. I think the best thing to do, because you know this thing been around for almost 7 months now, and Liberian people, they already losing interest into the entire impasse. You know, the way the situation goes. So even if, like, for example, I take this maybe into consideration and say, okay, let Frantic Kofa remain. What they face with, let me say, Frantic Kofa or Richard Nambekun. Let Richard Nambekun remain. What kind of face he will have to go around? Because, mind you, if Richard Nambekun remain as a speaker without any good elections, people will see out there as someone who, you know, with confusion, who, quote unquote, you know, overthrow Jeff Frantic Kofa, someone who destroy the law, someone who, in fact, just because of them, the Capitol building was set ablaze and so forth. So what kind of face? So I think, let me join the rest of the team and say, even if I were Richard Nambekun, the best thing to do is for me to even step aside. It's better that let Richard Nambekun step aside, let Jeff Frantic Kofa step aside, and let be new speaker or new leadership. Even Thomas Fala, let Thomas Fala even step aside. Let be new leadership in the house, because they already brought the house into disgrace. So to go around and say, okay, yeah, they will remain. For me, I don't know what kind of faith we having, but anyway, that are very politicians. They are brave and they can do anything. But go ahead.
Thank you, Muna. What say you before I make my comment?
Yeah, for me, if Honorable Kofa resign today, there should be election to get a legitimate speaker in that house. New speaker, no about when he resigned to say Richard Kun leave there. No. If he resigned today, they should go for election. The Richard Kun go one side, they go one side, instead of new election to have a legal speaker in that. Because we don't want any problem again, because the whole problem is from there in our place that make no head, no thing, no nothing, everywhere is lost. So if Kofa resign today, they should go for election.
Thank you, Muna. Well, let me predict something quickly before we go to the line. But let me make my statement. Anything that has to do with Joseph Boakai and Unity Party, it can never be trusted. Let me say again. Anything that has to do with Joseph Boakai and Unity Party can never be trusted. It has nothing to do with politics. By nature, they don't keep up with commitments, starting from Joseph Boakai. He is not a man that can keep all his words. He does not make promises and keep them up. The second thing is, I would have never, ever agreed for Nati Kofa to resign. Nope. Joseph Boakai brought this on himself. The Unity Party wanted this. Let it not dress as, let it drag for the next 6 years. In my honest view, because it was unwarranted, it was unnecessary. Joseph Boakai brought it himself. But people who claim that they're level-headed and for the sake of the country or whatever it is, y'all continue. But I will never tell Fanati Kofa to resign on any level. No. The only way Fanati Kofa will step aside, unless the guy bring that no more, and they go to that place, then he recuse himself. But to resign as speaker, I will never recommend that. But let me tell you something. If you want for you for it. You don't want for it, you leave it. Fanati Kofa want for it, then you for it. You don't want for it, then you leave it. If Fanati Kofa know you wanted to resign, then why they go Point Capital building? Why you coming to resign? Why they go Point Capital building? Why they brought all the noise? Why he even fought from the one he's already resigned? He does all something. So me, I don't trust anything that has to do with Joseph Boakai. People who say that, oh, they go into conclusion or come to a compromise or go vote or whatever it is, I wish you good luck. The people who can tell you, say, oh, that respect the Supreme Court ruling. I don't want his hotel to be serious and say, you can get in your word and they will agree on it. I want to predict that there will be another noise again in your house. What a guy needs to stay there, or they'll bring new speaker. And I want to say this to Joseph Boakai. John, we are stealing or corruption allegation did not remove John Weah. Let me tell you what removed John Weah. And the first major sin John Weah committed, which were allowing Akaras Gray and the St. Thomas Fala to remove Justice Janet. That was the original sin that brought problem for John Weah. This particular thing that you started, Joseph Boakai and Unity Party, this will be your own original sin that will remove you. This will not go away. This particular thing, it will not go away. And regardless of what it is, unless maybe you'll go to election and you'll elect new leadership, but even if you keep Roger Kunde, he will be removed. The thing will just be in yo-yo. That yo-yo will not go away. So I wanted to say, but I don't support Fanati Kofa to resign. Fanati Kofa needs to stay there. He will me personally, he should not resign. If you ask me, he should not resign. The child will say, "Man, sleep a second sleep." That's what I want to say. Let's go to the line.
I'm gonna go to the line and take calls, but maybe Mr. Khan want to say something quickly. And if you want to say something quickly before we go to the line.
Well, I wanted to say something to Steve because
okay.
Go ahead, Sekou. I think you came late, so let me give you a turn to talk.
No, it's good. Come on, go ahead.
Thing I wanted to say, in politics, somehow we saw this thing and we came up with our side, and I won't say we came up with our side, we just came up with our theory because we understand. I said one thing I understood was the speaker resignation was a matter of choice, but the reason speakers resigned because they understand there is no point in fighting. Some of us say, even though there was a constitutional component, the crux of the argument was mostly political, so it will come down to negotiation, no matter how you drag it. So the reason some of us said that because I cannot keep telling the Liberian people that the constitution on Fanati Kofa's side, then he should resign. Then I'm sending you a contradicting signal. Because the constitution is on your side, then it means you are a legitimate speaker. And the one thing that I know, Unity Party people or whosoever, or the group that in that house that call themselves the majority black, they will not wage a war on Fanati Kofa for Fanati Kofa to say, oh, I'm resigning at the end of the day, I'm throwing in the tower, only for Unity Party to bring another person other than Richard Kuhn. So for me, I'm not into this.
Exactly.
You gotta make a choice. That's why when I take a position on my issue, I don't go by the day-to-day activity. I just know how it's going to end, and that's just why it is. Because if I'm telling you that Richard Kuhn is the speaker, but Fanati Kofa should resign, then I'm sending conflicting statement.
Thank you. And that's why I said he shouldn't resign. This is the game. They set these guys up and they push them to the wall. Now they want you to Anyways, Mr. Kana made a statement so we can go to the last so LeBron Paul can participate. Yeah, anything when I finish. Oh yeah.
No, it's okay. Let's go to the line.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kana. Yeah, Melbourne is on you, please. Let's hear from our people.
Yeah, Muna, please take calls and yeah.
Okay. Good evening. Name calling from where? 1 minute.
Mona, good evening, and it's a pleasure tonight, this evening, to have the 4 panelists.
Is that Louis?
You know, Steve, I've seen for some time. My name is Louis. I'm from Bushwa Island.
Let's hear it.
Steve is present, Karen is present, and I think they rejuvenated the show, at least all the critical analysis. And this is the beauty of our democracy. But I'd like to say hats up to Monk. You know, Monk was very much predictable. Right now, as I speak to you, they're going to be a re-election. And the Richard Kun camp is set to win on a legitimate election. You don't have to Fonati. Immediately he won the case at the court. A man followed deteriorated. In fact, Mr. Salif even told him clearly, in fact, there are reports that the letter has been prepared. By the 12th to the 13th, Mr. Salif will be presenting the letter to the chief clerk. The letter of resignation has already been prepared. I think they're working on some numeration for him. But he couldn't hold on because the man said, Mama, you are on the rule of law already now. Yeah. So, in fact, the guy even got 60+. The guy got more. And they are pending election, and the ruling party would never get the opposition. I might not like it. You might not like it, but she said, this is politics. This is not Bible. It's about the eye of the possible. This is not Quran. So they're going to do everything to emerge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
081 14 35 04 07 75 calls and I'll go back to Maple. 081 14 35 04 07 76 105 105 0881 14 35 04 07 76 105 105. Expressing. Good evening. Hello, name and calling from where?
I'm very good. If I call this, I want to.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. You know, the issue of from the Kofa situation, you know, sometimes people begin to understand that, oh, yeah, the law. So they understand this. From the Kofa, when it comes to the issue of the law has always been on his side. Now, if from the Kofa believe that he won this election 37 against 32 for Rejeko initially, and what do you think that just in less than 1 year, let me just say in 8 months, from the Kofa can even a team, one person to come on his side? I think if we are looking at the law, let's also look at leadership ability. Okay. I believe that the Kofa is lucky total leadership ability. Because you cannot say a group of people just in less than 8 months and 7 group of people go against you. You cannot even confuse one single person to from that majority to come to the side. Now, also about leadership ability. Leadership ability is completely poor. In my opinion, he should be around there. That guy should ever say because he got no leadership ability. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Name and calling from where?
Yeah, my name is Johnson Woman. I'm calling from Bangasile Bonkande.
Welcome, let's hear you, Johnson.
Yeah, my take on the issue is I don't want for Kofa to resign because resignation is by choice. It's not by force. Mm-hmm. So I don't want him to resign. Let him remain there. Let the people follow the legal procedure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. 081 14 35 04 07 76 105 105. This person. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Name and calling from where?
Yeah, this is Piu Kamaurugi Bosson and I call from Central Valley.
Let's hear you.
Specifically, Park of the truth is, this country, our leaders are not good. They're not met good for this country. The good thing about it is, if when I think Kofa can resign today, if you have to resign, why you are doing this thing long ago, you could not resign and you allow capital building to be burned before today you come out of resignation letter. So we are saying he lacking leadership ability. Okay. If you have to resign, then you know that you have resigned long time. But you will not allow the country resources to be damaged. And today you come out only because of some people out there you are the legitimate speaker. The truth is, we as the young people of this country, we are coming out with subjection that tomorrow, if any of you people will elect you to go into that house, we as citizens, we can use our lobbyistic power to make sure that we get you out of the house and you will not bring chaos to this country.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Name and calling from where?
There is Moses calling from Speaker.
Moses, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling a former Speaker Funadi Kofa. He shouldn't resign because if you want for the man to resign, the Kun man resign, then they get a man due process. He will resign because the man is not refusing to resign. But then why the people don't want to do the straight thing? They want the man to resign by force. And again, why that? Because the man is a lawyer. The man know the law and the man go by the law. Now the man win the case from Supreme Court. But then why you can't give the man power from there? You take it back from him.
Thank you. Let me just squeeze the person and go back to Melbourne. Just squeeze this person in. Melbourne. I'll just squeeze this person in and I'll go back to you.
No problem. No problem at all.
Name and calling from where?
This is M. Mohammed here calling from the Garden of the Township.
Welcome, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. The issue about Fonatikofa resigning is a clear issue. There's a statement called death before dishonor. Yeah, where he is right now. The problem with the country is the citizen. The problem of this country is the citizen. The citizen of this nation has serious problems. Fonati has fight a good fight. He has proved himself here in his college. The rebound of this will have come from the citizens. Let's take example of Ghana Shopway, what happened there. Let's go back to Asia, what also happened there for the chief period.
Okay.
Let's come back to Liberia. We prefer protesting for Trawali than to protest for our rule of law. The problem of this country is the citizens. Fonati has fight a good fight. There is no backing.
Thank you.
Let him take the position of death before dishonor.
Thank you. Melbourne is back to you.
All right, so the line keep blinking. Let me go to the line quickly and pick up this first call. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, my dear, go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
My name is Ambrose Bandi. I'm calling from Yadave Junction.
Yeah, quickly go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I just want to watch as well. President Walker can't let it left it. Just when he said, Mark, Walker's biggest mistake, and because of what he did, I ambush Jericho to Bandi. I've decided to never vote again. 2029. I'll go get my card because my nigga at the bank and my nigga somewhere. But Joseph Walker for what he did for 94 facts. I'm a unit of people that know me knows. But I own a down for them. They will hunt him. What up, Kofa resign. He don't resign. No matter how it ends. But for him, backstabbing Kofa. Who boisterous him? Who are behind him? With all the people doing to him. Against, they are just for Unity Party. Then you go behind and everybody for backstabbing. So I own a down for them.
All right, thank you so much. That is downfall. Hello to this caller, quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Good evening to the Sktv panelist.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
President and Miles Junior, I do join you for Fennel, my resident always. Yeah, you see, for the speakership in the House, I get problem with the lawmaker. The lawmaker there, we elect them to be our people there, but right now they are the lawmaker in the House. What's the problem for us? All of those things are happening. They are not coming together to build a rich country for people that we're in here. And for me, what I want to tell Bonadi is that he should peacefully resign. He leaves the Liberian put things at a risk. The fact that people already know what they can do with their, you see, a body, honestly, Eddie Salah, we know what happened to him in the past regime.
All right, thank you so much. To this caller, quickly, we got to go. Please make your time a little bit short. Hello to this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Melbourne. Thank you for your show. This is Sarah Davis coming again. Call for Omega Match. Melbourne, please answer my question. Melbourne, who are those that are really telling on Funadiko for the return?
Well, I don't know, but That's the information over here.
Okay, you see, we shouldn't allow for a group of people who feel that they're too tricky or too sensitive more than the rest of the Liberian people that are taking them to prevail in this country. If the Liberian people, those that say that Funaki should resign, let us prevail on ready to resign first. Then we'll get an assurance that when Funaki will resign, we'll get the election. But never, if Funaki got made a mistake, if you have to resign, ready will not resign, that will feel that they are prevail over ready Funaki and they will never allow that man to resign. The ATM, in a country, people point to that person is stupid.
All right, thank you so much. This second to the last caller because we have our full host, so we got a little time. Hello, quickly to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, my dear. Go ahead.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to the rest of the panelists. This is Quill with Gobi, and I joined this conversation for this today. Neighbor, the last time I told you in Seku on the show. And today I will reaffirm a statement. If there will be any legislative election in there for speakership from now to 2029, family from the Sktv show, we know the political happiness in this country and we know what is going on into that house. There will be no election here for speakership. Anybody who's saying that are just to satisfy their feeling. But on a serious note, there will be no election. And until then, people saying Kofa should resign. Nobody's being Kofa to resign because the speaker and his team has filed complaint of re-argument. Until that re-argument can be done, before another step can be taken. But until then, that Kofa shame doing so.
All right, thank you so much. We gotta go. No time. While you want to use the remaining maybe 9 minutes, but I've been missing out a lot of WhatsApp calls and also on the line. People have been calling me, been reaching out. I think John Maglo also been calling, and a lot of you have been calling on this WhatsApp line. But Mr. Cullen and that Mark, Steve, I want us to use a little time before we go, please. So
yeah, let you have Monk really quick. Monk, what say you based on what you heard? And then we'll go to Mr. Cullen.
Well, I mean, of all the callers, it was one of the callers that said it was about the negotiation skills from the speaker because we studied from the one. There were two numbers. It was 37 and 49. Unfortunately, people focus on the 49 rather than considering the 37. And when your colleague made you speakers, when they say we on the panel, we are panelists here, and we say Melbourne, Steve, Cyrus, Muna, we want for Seku to be our speaker. The reason we're giving Seku the speakership is more about function, it's not about title. So we look at a negotiation skill that if the panel is split, Seku is able to reach across the aisle to at least get some people back in his corner. But in the case, like the scholar said, in the case of Fanatikova, even his Southeastern caucus, he couldn't get them. We're talking about Thomas Fala. Isn't Thomas Fala and Fanatikova from the same party? He couldn't even peel off one single individual from the other side to make that number. A Fanatikova, like I said from day one, a Fanatikova had just 37. This thing is dead on arrival. Richard Kun he can go to Duka Palace Hotel, he can go to Hotel Africa. They are dead in the water, but unfortunately, all the energy went to 49. But guess what we have? So for me, I will say again, I'm not about to send Miss Signal here. If Fanatikova would say he want to take the high road as a speaker to resign, then I cannot keep saying that he's right, because if he's right, then he must keep fighting. But if Fanatikova resign, then you cannot put Richard Kun on a pressure to resign, because there will be no point. Richard Kun waged a war. He won the war. Why would he be able to turn it over again if all his objectives were met? And the Unity Party folks, their goal was to remove Fanatikova. So if Fanatikova is removed, why should Richard Kun say, though, I resign my post? No, it's up to him. The same way it's a matter of choice with Fanatikova. And if we believe that he's right, then he should keep fighting no matter what. But if he's going to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm doing it to take the moral high road, then we cannot say the other people should do the same. It's up to them. It's all a matter of choice. But anyway, let me stop here for today, and you guys can say what you got to say.
Yeah,
so this is a very easy matter. Fanatikova, whether resign or not, whether Kun resign or not, I'm not sure if Mon actually getting the whole thing here. People talk about negotiation. It's not about fighting. It's not about who won or who is losing. It's about Liberia, putting Liberia first. People try, everybody kind of flex their muscle. At the end of the day, nobody, there was no, way out. Now that people have come in, they are engaging in negotiation. If Fanatic Kofa resign, Fanatic Kofa the speaker. Those who are talking about Kun resigning, Kun is not speaker. Where is he resigning from? What are you talking about? You can resign from something when you are something, but he's nothing. So how is he resigning? So Kofa is the one that is resigning, and after resignation, then the House of Representatives can have an election. But to kind of hold the two of them at equilibrium, that's unfair to Kofa. Kofa is the speaker. Kun is not resigning for anything. Kun is impersonating. So you can just stop impersonating and tell reality, and people go to an election. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Milton, I know I got 1 minute, but let me take my 30 seconds to give it to the caller quickly because the caller been on hold for like almost 15 minutes. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Steve, good afternoon, man, Steve. And good afternoon to Sekou, Bong, and then, of course, people and my dear little sister, Mona. Great show, guys. Steve, this is a fascinating topic. But people are really missing the point here. All this is a known fact that can bring or shine. Fanatic Kofa had a lot of taste for the speakership in our country. But you are looking at the legality of issues and the legitimacy of issues. Regardless of everybody today can decide to leave Fanatic Kofa, it will not negate the fact that he's a legitimate speaker. And that will not coronate Richard Cohn. It's the electoral process that they will have to follow. This is a dent and a stain on the character of Richard Cohn and prosperity beyond even just, I'm sorry to say, but even it will be reflected on family that will be related to him. People are forgetting that. That makes sense. Like the Charles Drew case, today, Charles Drew is no more, but people, it's a dent that he left for generations.
Thank you.
And this is the case, Steve. People got to understand that.
Thank you so much.
I don't care. Let me just go on the real question. The fact of the matter is that country will have to judge that man for what he has done in that country, imposing himself on people continuously. I know Richard Cohn very well, Steve, but he has to step aside for the good of the country. I don't care if you have another United Party person elected. That's up to them, but not Richard Cohn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let me say this, and then Muna will take it over, and then Milburn will be the last person to close us. Let me say this. If you think United Party people want to have election, you're wasting your time. Joseph Boaga cannot be trusted at any level. He does not have any morals. He is not a man of integrity. He does not keep his words. I'm saying it again. So as Fanatic Kofa resigns, if he chooses to, Richard Cohn will remain the speaker. They will not go to elections. Those people from the rule of law caucus, they will be left hanging, and they might more likely to not even have the role that they were playing. You're yay today. You're yay. Yeah. More than one try to say, but
once Fanatic Kofa resign, that they will cross over. Trust me.
No, but that's the point right there. So that means there'll be no election. So the one Mr. Khan just said that in fact, Richard Namekun just put him on as speaker and do here and there. For me, then I think that.
No, but
let your parting comment.
Yeah. Okay, many thanks to the callers and the listeners, followers, supporters of SKTV. Many thanks to all of you for being there. Do join us tomorrow, same time, same station for the program. Until then, Muna Lagri, I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Thanks all of you guys. Indeed, Steve, on tomorrow, by God's grace, we will see it again.
We'll continue the conversation.
Come in after the show. Come in, Steve.
We'll continue the conversation.
Social show, everything was indeed interesting. Receiving a couple of text messages and so forth. But again, thank you guys and good night. from my end here in Liberia. More see you guys on tomorrow by God's grace. All of you, our viewers, our listeners, all of you, let me say many thanks to all of you for your support all of the time, and also for always following this show. Thank you so much. Good night. We see you on Friday at the same time, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That's the time schedule given to us. Good night.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of payment from them. So welcome my life with African.
A lyrical
Master.
Play Panelist, who make you again Sktv benyo. Say my journey, Tina get as say my jamo. And yes, I know money, the more I yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and a sadia ya to money, and a quantity ya to money, and a quadruple ya to money, and a delay ya to money, and a sadia ya to money, and a quantity ya to money, and a quadruple ya to money, and a forget na ya to money. Sktv, and a forget na. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The world with my life with us, yeah. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.